protein powder adds lead, you're fucking dying. You're dead. You're cooked. You are actually fucking, you're gonna just turn into a protein lead stare baby by the time you're 70. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are digging into something pretty important and a little bit concerning for anyone using protein powders or shakes. There has been a study out that there is heavy metal contamination, specifically a new investigation into lead in protein supplements. If you're using these products regularly, especially plant-based ones, this video is for you. Protein powders and shakes are everywhere. You are seeing protein plus cereal, Starbucks protein lattes, Tim Hortons protein lattes. It's fucking booming. Like, it is crazy. Like, the amount of corporations are jumping on this protein craze. It's not even like protein powder is new per se, but everybody is wanting to protein fucking max. It is ridiculous. Protein shakes and protein powders are everywhere now. Gym bags, kitchen counters, above my fridge. That's where I keep a lot of my protein powders. And it has just been routine in everyday life, especially for people who have been in the gym for years. Protein powder isn't a new supplement, but it is getting investigated because of this boom, this craze for protein powder or protein plus in fucking everything. Like crazy. And a recent report by Consumer Reports found that many of these products may contain unsafe levels of lead. Lead is a heavy metal with no known safe exposure level. Long-term exposure is linked to neurological issues, kidney damage, high blood pressure, fertility problems, and other health risks. So even though you may feel fine right now, using a supplement with elevated lead regularly could lead to accumulated risk over time. I'm not saying it's gonna fucking kill you like if you're eating lead paint chips, protein powder, but the Consumer Reports tested 23 popular brands of protein powders and shakes, a mix of dairy, beef, and plant-based protein powders and shakes, and found that more than 2/3 had more lead per serving than its recommended safe level of 0.5 micrograms per day based on California's Prop 65 standard. Standout numbers: one product, Naked Nutrition Vegan Mass Gainer, had approximately 7.7 micrograms of lead per serving. Another, Fuel Black Edition powder, had approximately 6.3 micrograms per serving, which is insane. These investigations noted plant-based protein powders consistently had higher lead levels than dairy or beef-based ones, in some cases about 9 times more lead than whey-based. Honestly, if you're taking vegan protein powder, you're a fucking dork. Like, what? You're gonna die early. You're not gonna die early, actually, but studies are shown that vegan protein powder has more lead in it. Earlier studies by Clean Label Project found that testing 160 products across 70 brands, 47% exceeded California's heavy metal threshold. Organic powder and chocolate flavored ones were the worst offenders. Bottom line, it's not just an isolated case. Heavy metal contamination, especially lead, appears to be widespread in some segments of the supplement market. And why is it higher levels in chocolate or in vegan protein powders? It is naturally present in soil and plants absorb it, especially when grown in polluted soils near mining and industrial sites or contaminated irrigation. Plant-based protein powders, pea, rice, hemp, soy, are therefore more vulnerable to lead contamination. There is a lack of strong regulation. Many dietary supplements, including protein powders, are not pre-approved by the US FDA for heavy metal content before they hit the market. Testing is often left to the manufacturer, flavor, source, and processing. The studies found that chocolate flavored powders, organic powders, plant-based powders had higher contamination. For example, chocolate flavor may bring more lead because cocoa is a plant grown in contaminated soil, or the sourcing is less controlled. So if you take protein powder daily, especially a plant-based one, there may be a risk of accumulating lead exposure over time. Consider whether you need a supplement or whether you can get your protein from whole foods, chicken, fish, eggs, dairy, more often. Check for third-party testing and certifications. Look for products with independent test results for heavy metals, example, NSF, certified for sports, USP Consumer Lab. Consider the source of protein. The best would be whey, collagen, I guess, but you're not going to be hitting your fucking macros with collagen. Like, it doesn't work the same way as whey or beef. Be cautious with plant-based proteins is all I'm saying, especially those with chocolate flavoring or organic. If you are going to continue using a supplement, limit its frequency. If you are unsure about safety, the report suggested occasional use may be less risky than daily. If you're pregnant, trying to conceive, with sexy time, or giving supplements to children or teens, extra caution is warranted. Lead harms developing brains, reproductive systems, and many more. Some brands tested responded by pointing to their own internal testing and compliance. For example, Huel said their products fully comply with international food safety regulations and undergo rigorous testing, but they had a 6.3 micrograms, so they're not telling the truth. Regulatory agencies such as the FDA say they will review these findings and focus their testing and enforcement efforts accordingly. But so far there are no uniform federal limits specifically for heavy metals and protein powders. This with a grain of salt. Take this with a grain of lead. But at the end of the day, it's like there are studies out there pointing to the fact that some protein powders have such small dosages of lead, where others have such high dosages. This isn't to scare anybody. I don't believe this study was to initially incite fear in people taking protein powders, but it is the headlines showing protein powder adds lead. You're fucking dying. You're dead. You're cooked. You are actually you're gonna just turn into a protein lead stare baby by the time you're 70. But at the end of the day, it is just to make sure people know what they are actually getting, and to make people aware that just because it says organic doesn't mean it's entirely healthy for you. I'm not a doctor, but I'm just here to report the facts that I am seeing fucking everywhere. And when I see on Facebook, Google search protein and lead, so many articles come up just stating protein powder has lead. But like, they do not specify what protein powder has lead. But I did the research for you. Here are some of the brands. You have to do more digging than just reading a clickbait article title, because that's what truly incites fear. The clickbait article titles, not the actual study itself, because the study itself is to inform, everybody that there is traces of lead in protein powder. Not enough to fucking kill you, but we'll just have to wait and see. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, stay up to date. Make sure you're drinking your lead protein shake.